On this episode of Signature Taste by Jelian, we are satisfying our sweet tooth. We're going to start it off with some banana pudding mason jars, move on to some simple apple turnovers, and finish it up with some signature funnel cake. Are you ready to add your signature taste? Go ahead and get started with our banana pudding mason jars. In this clear bowl here, I have mixed 1 package of instant vanilla pudding and 1 package of banana instant pudding. I followed the instructions on the box and I put them both together in this bowl. In this silver bowl, I have 4 ounces of softened cream cheese and 1.5 cups of condensed sweetened milk. I mixed them both together until they became smooth. Now I'm going to combine the two. Now, I am not a fan of banana pudding, and I have been married for 8 years, and this is my husband's favorite dessert. I've only made it twice. I know, it's horrible, but I'm gonna work on it. All right, so I got this mixture, and we're gonna fold it because we don't want our pudding to lose its form. Okay. There we go. So that's good right there. I'm gonna move this to the side. In this bowl, now traditionally you would use vanilla wafers. In this bowl, I have a combination of butter cookies and wafers. I did a coarse crush on them. I don't want them super fine because I need something to hold up in this mason jar. Put this to the side. I'm gonna grab some bananas. And we're gonna do a couple slices of bananas because we gotta have our layers. Now, in this recipe, you can use Cool Whip if you like. I have some heavy whipping cream that I'm going to mix together with a couple of tablespoons of sugar and some vanilla until a soft piece. And I'm going to split the batter up. Whipping cream is going to, half of the whipping cream is going to go in here with the pudding, and the other half is going to create another layer. All right, so I'm going to get these peeled and I'm going to start slicing them. And when we come back, we're going to go ahead and layer them and put them in the fridge so they can set. I'll see you all in a minute. All right, so here's our banana and vanilla instant pudding mix, along with the condensed milk and the cream cheese. And here is our heavy whipping cream. I went ahead and whipped it up while we were on break. I'm going to take half of this mixture and I'm going to fold it into our banana and vanilla pudding. All right. Give it a nice fold. Just flip it over. Okay, so I have 4 16-ounce mason jars. Now, this very large mixture will make more than that. You get whatever size jars you want, and you kind of put it together however you need to. So if you were doing this for a party, you can use the smaller 8-ounce ones, and you can do about 20 of them. If you were doing more, if you needed more than these 4, the 16, you can actually, this should go up to about 8. And the large ones maybe 3 or 4. So I'm gonna go ahead and start filling these. So I'm gonna start off with my butter and vanilla wafers. Start at the bottom. It's a nice little layer. And you want them coarse so you can still get the texture of the cookie. Alrighty, making a mess, but that's okay. I'm gonna put my sliced bananas down. I'll try to get them flat. Okay. Making a mess per usual, but that's okay. Alright, now it's time to add our pudding. This is the wrong spoon. I'm not gonna waste either one of our time. I'm gonna get a real spoon as soon as I find it. Alright, here we go. Try very hard to drop it right in the middle so you don't get it all up the size of the jar. See, just like that. There we go. So, get the other one. Now, everyone has their own recipes for banana pudding. You do not have to use the instant. You can begin to make your banana pudding how you would normally make it, but instead of putting it in like a casserole dish or something like that, just put it in mason jars. So whatever your signature recipe is, and you're comfortable with it, stick to it. Go. Mess. That is alright. It's gonna taste delicious. A little bit more. There. Now, next layer. The other half of that whipping cream, I'm gonna add a dollop in each one. Come back around with it. Spoon. Make that layer. There you go. A little bit more. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and repeat the steps, and when we get to the top, you can do a couple of different things. You can add some dried fruit. Here I have dried bananas and strawberries that I can garnish it with, or you can use a banana. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish layering these and put them in the refrigerator to set. And when we get back, it's time for our very simple and delicious apple turnovers. I'll see y'all in a minute. I have my puff pastry here on my board. Go ahead and flatten it out a little bit. Those apples that were sitting in the bowl, they have been peeled and sliced. I have 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 4 teaspoons of sugar here in this bowl. Now, we are supposed to cut our puff pastry into even pieces. So I'm going to follow the lines in which way it was folded. Use my knife. Just go down. Go down. And now I'm going to come this way. And go this way. There we go. Alright. I'm going to move these to the side because I'm not working with them right now. Now, I'm going to get this a little stretched. Just a little bit. And I have it turned like it's a diamond shape so I can get a nice fold over. Let me move this one out of the way. Alright. Take about 4 or 5 slices of my apple and place them right here in the center. Overlapping, of course. I'm going to take a spoon of my cinnamon and sugar mixture. Right here on top. And what this is going to actually help it do is going to help the apples to get tender, and it's going to actually, like, you know, sweeten them and caramelize them and all that other good stuff, and it's going to be great. So I'm going to take my corners. Oh, before I do that, let me get my egg wash. 1 egg. I'm going to dab my corners with a little bit of this egg wash first. There we go. Now I'm going to fold my corners into the center. Overlapping them. Now, this pocket is not going to close all the way, which is going to be great because the puff pastry is going to rise as the apples begin to cook, and so the steam will be able to escape on the sides. I'm going to rub the top with a little bit more of my egg wash and sit it on my baking dish. Go back with my cinnamon sugar mixture. There you go. Spread that on top. These go in the oven for about 15 minutes at 415 degrees. Okay? So we're gonna go ahead and finish these up. I'm gonna do another one so you can see. Just give it a little stretch. Take some of my apples. I use Gala apples for this. You can use Granny Smith if you want. You can use whatever apple you want. Just make sure you peel it. Cinnamon sugar. Hit my ends with my egg wash. Fold it over. Like this. More egg wash so it can become golden brown on the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and do a few more of these. And I'm going to go ahead and pop them in the oven. And when we come back, it is our signature funnel cake. All made in the comfort of your home. I'll see you in a minute. All right, so it is time for our signature funnel cake. Get the taste of the funnel cake right at home. So right now, I'm going to crack 4 eggs. I'm going to try to anyway. Okay, I made it. All right. Now I'm going to whisk this up. Okay. I have 3 cups of milk. Give that a nice stir. Move this out the way. Get my napkin. There we go. All right. So in this bowl, I have 4 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 of a cup of sugar, and I'm going to go ahead and sift my dry ingredients into my wet ingredients. So the whole reason why we sift is to make sure we don't get any lumps in our mixture. One of my favorite things, and I'm not a sweet person, is funnel cakes. And it's not always easily accessible, but if you have flour, eggs, milk, and sugar at home, you can get this done. I'm gonna go ahead and finish sieving my dry ingredients. And back here on my stove, I have the vegetable oil heating up. You wanna let the vegetable oil get to about 375, just like you were frying, but make sure it's clean oil. And I also have a funnel that I'm gonna use. Now, you can use a squeeze bottle if you want to make funnel fries or something like that, but I just so happen to have a funnel. And I am going to use it. So I'm going to mix this in first. Get some control over my batter. Make sure you get all the sides and you have no lumps, because the last thing you want to do is fry some lumpy funnel cake batter. Now you got to put your elbow into it. Put your arm in there. Okay. Set this to the side. There we go. So I have a ladle here, and I'm going to come over here and check the temperature of my grease. But before I get to that, I'm going to go down here and check my apple turnovers, make some space, and get ready for our funnel cakes. I'll be right back. Okay, so my apple turnovers are looking amazing. My banana pudding mason jars are chilling away. My batter is ready. My oil is ready, so I guess it's time to fry. I have my funnel here. And as a matter of fact, I'm actually going to get one of my measuring cups to make this easier on myself. pour a little bit of my mixture in here. There we go. Take my measuring cup and my funnel, and we're off. Round and around in a circle. Okay. Alrighty. Set my funnel back in here with my mixture. I'm gonna go ahead, kind of move it around a little bit. Flip it over. And let it go for a second. So now, with your funnel cake, you can use whatever you like to top it. You can go traditionally with the powdered sugar. You can use like any caramel, any fruit, any ice cream, anything that you want. For me, I made a 3-ingredient caramel earlier. 2 cups of brown sugar, 2 cups of butter, 2/3 cups of heavy cream. You let it melt away, kind of form, get together, and this is what you have. So I'm going to grab my funnel cake, and I'm going to get ready to make a few more. And when we get back, we'll be able to put all of our desserts together and satisfy our sweet tooth. So here is to satisfying our sweet tooth. We are done with our funnel cake. I'm gonna lay one on my plate. Now that 3-ingredient caramel that I told you about earlier, I am going to drizzle it all over and make a mess while I'm doing it, but it is fine. And this is mine, so I'm gonna add extra caramel. Alright, a little bit of that powdered sugar. And just like that, we're done. So we have our signature funnel cake, we have our simple but delicious apple turnovers, and we have our banana pudding mason jars. Now, if this doesn't satisfy your sweet tooth, I don't know what will. Here is to dessert. Cheers.